Good morning, everybody. Are you still basking in the eclipse energies? We certainly hope you are. And I'm excited to be joined by not one, but two fabulous goddesses on the show today to talk about those eclipse energies. More on that. So stay tuned for a new episode of Project Joy Live. Good morning, everybody. I hope you are doing well today. It's a little crazy. It's a little crazy over here in Jessica land. Let me know if you're okay over there in your land, wherever you are. It is Wednesday, April 10th, 2024. You're watching Project Joy Live, your triple shot of good vibes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, only on the Breakthrough Show Network. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and I'm here to light up the room with joy, and also to bring the realness, look, we all process the eclipse energies in a different way. We all process life in a different way. Every single one of our experiences in our human being bodies are different. And that's something I feel like we were all talking before the show that we need to kind of remember a little bit as we navigate these tricky waters of times of transformation and high intense energy. Let me know if you got to see the eclipse on Monday. It was beautiful. And we're going to be talking all about that on the show today with our fabulous guests. So without further ado, let's figure out what's happening on the show today in the morning brew. Are you yawning? Are you waking up, stretching, all of the good stuff this morning? I've got my decaf coffee, but actually not for long. I am actually, once I finish this box of decaf that I have, I will not be doing decaf anymore. Why, you may ask? So the World Health Organization finally, and I feel like this has been a long time coming, um, classified decaf coffee as a carcinogen, and a pretty significant one, because not because of the coffee itself, but because of the chemicals used to strip the caffeine from the coffee. So I'm going back to my mushroom coffee that I was I was on before, so I feel better about my choices. But I want to share the realness with you guys here on the show that we don't always choose the right things to do in our lives. But I think the key for me is when you know better, you do better, and you choose to do better and move on from there. So I'm going back to my mushroom coffee, and I'm very excited about that because that was very good and it's better for your body anyway. So thank you, World Health Organization, for that little PSA. So on the show today, we're going to have our moment of compassion. We are also going to be joined after that by two fabulous guests this morning. We have Teresa Warren here, one of the amazing co-hosts of Spirit Sessions. I almost said one of the Spirit Sessions of the co-hosts. One of the amazing co-hosts of Spirit Sessions, A View of the Light, that you can watch every Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time on the Breakthrough Show Network. We also have the incredible artist, goddess behind Sacred Yin Secrets, who has been leading our fabulous craft circles in our Breakthrough Show Network virtual community, here with us today. Brittany Floyd is here. She is incredible, and we're going to be diving into those eclipse energies. So listen, without further ado, let's get to our moment for compassion this morning and see who's joining us in the audience as well. I I hope you guys have been enjoying this segment. Our compassion segment has been based on Pema Chodron's teachings that are on these lovely compassion cards. As I mentioned, they're not oracle cards, they're not tarot cards, they're just cards that have different teachings on compassion. So I want to talk about the one today that's card number 5. Rest in the nature of Alaya, the essence. The essence. Let's see what it says. There is a resting place, a starting place that you can always return to. You can always bring your mind back home and rest right here, right now, in present, unbiased awareness. Oh, I love that. There is a resting place, a starting place that you can always return to. And it's right here in this moment. And it ties back into some of the other things that we've talked about with compassion so far, that when we're outside of this moment, it really takes us into a space of judgment. And when there's judgment, when there's heavy, aware judgment that we're participating in, there seems to be a lack of compassion. And so coming back home to that resting place within you, that you can just breathe right here, right now, in this moment, that mountaintop, unbiased awareness. It's just a moment. We're just sharing this moment together, and it's an amazing, compassionate place to be. So I love that teaching today. Miss Danielle's joining us this morning. She most definitely saw the eclipse. Danielle's like, the more you know. Ding, 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 ding. Love that about the decaf coffee. Nancy says, I'm checking into that too. I do a 50-50. Yeah. And something's been off with the decaf for me for a while. It had become sort of a habit of something that I just enjoyed. There's a lot of people. I still to this day get a lot of flack for the decaf coffee from people. Like, I don't understand, if it doesn't have caffeine, what's the point? But for me, it's a flavor thing. I like the taste of coffee, and I have beautiful memories of sitting with my grandmother when we would go out to eat, and she would only use half of a creamer in her coffee. You know, the little tiny creamer. She would only use half of a creamer. And so she would take her coffee and fill up the other half of the creamer when I was little, and give me the little thing with half coffee, half creamer. And so it's always been this coffee's been like this nostalgic sort of moment of memories for me. But there are ways for us to get that flavor of coffee, and not necessarily the carcinogens from the decaf or some of the excessive caffeine in some of the regular coffees that there is. So there's ways for us to do it in healthier ways, is my point. I'm excited today because, as I mentioned, we have 2 incredible guests. Teresa Warren is here from Spirit Sessions, A View of the Light. She's also a very gifted intuitive, a practitioner of the Akashic Records. I had an incredible reading with her recently. And also, we have our goddess of art and creativity here this morning, Miss Brittany Floyd of Sacred Yin Secrets. So without further ado, let's bring them both onto the screen. Here we go. I think Teresa's still looking at that eclipse out in the sky. It's happening.
Is it over? Did I miss it? No.
I wanted to get mine so bad, and we've had all this craziness here this morning with getting our oil filled and all of that. But I love that you have those. And I'm gonna hang on to mine too. Because it's a nice moment to get to remember the eclipse that was fun the other day. So all welcome to the show, ladies. Good morning. Good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And this is going to be, listen, if your computers don't completely implode after the 3 of us are on the screen this morning, I don't know what to tell you. So you both were in the path of the eclipse somewhere, right? Like,
And yeah.
so you had the highest percent out of the 3 of us, right, Teresa? What was your percentage of the eclipse?
I had 95%.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think you were, and where were you at in it, Brittany?
At 94%. So it was
Oh,
right.
you guys were close. You
Yeah.
guys were close. We only had 85% here. 85%.
That's okay.
But it was still good.
Yeah.
It was still good. It was great. So let's go down the line. We'll start with you, Brittany. Tell us what you did during the eclipse.
Oh, well, I went outside with my neighbor. My neighbor had brought over some glasses. And Naomi had just come home from school. So I was already outside, just basking in that wonderful energy already. And then got to experience it with my neighbors and Naomi. The boys came out a little bit and checked it out for a few seconds, but then they went back inside. But me and Naomi were like just in amazement of it all. I had
I love
taken
it.
my socks off, my shoes off. I was literally grounding myself in it, and it was amazing. Yeah.
I love it. That's amazing. All right, Teresa, what did you do during the eclipse?
Well, my daughter Anthony had brought out the yoga mat to lay down on to watch. So they lay down and watched, and we would trade back and forth the glasses. Like,
Oh,
that's my turn now. It's your turn.
I
So
love it. I love it. I think all three of us were on the ground during during this thing. I took my husband had to work, my son had to work, and then I took my four girls to the Groton Public Library because there were so many. I was really blown away. Did you guys see like how many people were having eclipse parties and celebrations throughout the United States? Like it was when we can't come together for literally anything else, like it was really beautiful to see. It was really there's something that's special, even if we're a little bit stubborn with other things. I love that we were able to come together for this. But our library had a big celebration, and one of the astronomy clubs locally brought their big solar telescopes for everybody to be able to take turns looking into. The line was pretty long, so I let my girls go do that and have their experience. And once I get on the ground, I'm not getting back up. I'm just gonna be straight with you with that. So I was on the ground and not not moving. And we also did I brought some Oreos and we did the Oreo cookie eclipse activity with the girls where you move the cookie across the cream to every time you look through the glasses and show on the cookies what the sun and moon are doing during the
oh,
eclipse. And so Jocelyn was jotting down the cookie and the time that her cookie was on the piece of paper. And somebody came by that does video for one of our local broadcast stations and interviewed Jocelyn about what she was doing. And so she's going to probably be in a little overview video of the activity. So that was fun. There were lots of people there, and I was on the ground too. I was on the ground too, which I loved. I was trying to pull up one of the here's the picture of Jaslyn with the Oreos
oh.
um down on the ground and jotting what time it is. So they really had a good time. But I would love to find out from you guys this morning. Nancy kept her glasses from 2017, so she was ready. She was ready to go. Love it. Denzel says, good morning. Good morning,
Morning.
Denzel. Good to see you today. Nancy said, I was on the porch watching and keeping the connection with this whole crew of awesome goddesses. It was fabulous, magical. We had a little chat going in the Spirit Sessions host group chat for a little while there. And it was nice to see everybody's perspective and sharing about what they were doing during the day. What I would love to pass it to you ladies now about is if you have received any messages, thoughts, downloads, energies, e- anything that you've experienced from the eclipse that you can share with everybody else as sort of a message. We'll start with you, Teresa.
Me.
Okay.
Okay. The message that I got, I think, is coming through for me this morning. Is that sure we've been through the energies, and no matter what you felt about it, because some people were like, "Oh, it's the end of the world," and some thinks it's the big rapture, some thinks it's this. Okay, well, whatever your experience of it was, it's still a good time to nurture and take care of yourself, and you may want to just slow down a little, breathe, because there's a lot of energies going on. The empaths out there know this,
Mm,
and not everything you feel is completely your energy. So the message I'm getting is just take your time to take care of you. Put some love back in there, you know?
Love it. I love it. That's beautiful. I think it's so important that's a message that's important to remember no matter what, sometimes to slow down and check in. Where are these energies coming from? Where is what I'm experiencing coming from? That's one thing that I've really learned for myself over the last couple of years is just checking in and asking myself the simple question, is this mine? Is
Yes.
this mine? That's it. We shared a moment, several of us on Beyond 2D last night, where several of us were feeling each other's energy, energy, because we got to a certain part in the show that was it's a little challenging. We had a little spat live on air last night, which was great because it gave, as we're talking about forgiveness, it gave us the opportunity to practice forgiveness live. Live, but me, Brittany, Danielle, Kelly, like there were all of us that were like, listen, we were like the gang of girls. We had each other's back with that. So I love that. I love that. Brittany, what about you? Have you had any messages or thoughts that
Yeah.
have come through with this eclipse?
Yeah, and I think that we like over since the last a week or so, you have covered it a lot on the show, and it's about harmony. So
Mhm.
during the eclipse, when I was looking up at it, it was so magical to me because my neighbor couldn't see this. It was only me that I got to experience it. Naomi couldn't see it, and it was like the eclipse had this green like electricity bouncing off of it, and it almost looked like lightning bolts, right? It almost looked like lightning bolts, and to me, love is the frequency of absolute harmony. And what's like together, like we're reflections of the universe. So I felt like it's like asking us to have that harmony within ourselves, even though the world around us is can be chaotic. Creating that peace and harmony within ourselves is super important and vital for your personal growth.
I love that. I love that. Such a beautiful message, and it ties in beautifully with what Teresa was talking about as well, about slowing down and bringing it back to self. Like, and that's what we talked about on Beyond 2D last night, bringing that forgiveness back to self so that we're able to more fully forgive other people. There's just so much of this that really ties together beautifully. I think for me, I felt like some of the similar energies that you guys have talked about um with both slowing down a little bit, and not necessarily slowing down physically. Like for me, it's been about slowing my thought process down and not feeling like I need to necessarily have those racing thoughts all the time and 100 tabs open. Raise your hand if you feel like sometimes you have 100 tabs open in your brain. And so I'm trying to close some tabs. I can keep that momentum moving forward with what I'm doing, but slow it down a little bit in my brain because I am contributing to my own overwhelm.
Yeah.
And when we're overwhelmed and when we're not in that space of love and we're not slowing down and all of the things we talked about, how can we as leaders expect to provide that to other people when we can't when we can't do that, you know? So I think that message of bringing things back home and allowing for our own personal transformation is what provides a space of transformation for everybody when we can allow ourselves to do that too. Danielle said, "Oh my god, the eclipse had bright pink and purple all around it and nobody else saw it with me." Yeah, I think I've seen so many people that have had their own experiences of what they saw.
And how beautiful is that? That the universe, it is like a confirmation that the universe is providing us with everything that we need, even if it is individually different needs. The universe is still providing that for us, and that's
Right.
amazing.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. Tawana's here this morning. She's watching from her bus ride home. Love you, goddesses. We love you too so much, Miss Tawana. So Nancy's saying, Teresa's gone. There she went. I had to, Teresa, are you okay? I had to bring a kitty for neuter surgery yesterday morning to the Humane Society and shelter. Before waking up, I started hearing from all the animals, all their stories, like she's coming and she hears us. Teresa helped me clear the energy and reminded me what to do. It's been 5 years since I've been there. It was kind and peaceful. I love that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that so much. Um, Amazing point. Glad, yes, we're glad Teresa's okay. She was drowning there for a moment. And that's another thing too. I think I felt over the last couple of days because of that feeling of togetherness and harmony and being able, like, it really is possible. It goes speaks to number one, possibilities. It really is possible for us to get along and come together. So what are we choosing not to get along and come together about?
I love that it kind of, the eclipse literally brings people together regardless of how you see it. It brings people together, and it brings that harmony, between the different opposite polarities, masculine and feminine and energies coming together, and it's beautiful. It's
And we
beautiful.
talked about that with Kim on Project Joy
Yeah, yeah,
Monday
that's
too. Yes. Teresa, go ahead.
Okay, I'll be real quick with this. I had a
Yeah.
dream a couple of weeks before this eclipse, but I think it had to do with the comet that nobody's talking about that's out there visiting us right now. Nancy had shared the thing about the comet and it put it in my mind. So the dream, I was an elf in the dream, and there were little houses and trees that not, they were in the trees, not like a tree house, but and there are people here, well, elves everywhere, gathering in different groups. Some of them were trying to banish the energy. Some were like, oh yeah, we love this energy. And I was looking around for my group. And it's like, I don't know where I go. And then so the comet or the eclipse, I think it was the comet, came through and it was spiraling. And I could see that it was a volcanic, which the comet that's going through is a volcanic one, and I didn't know that. But I could see the volcano and the energy. There was a red energy coming out of it. And the thing is, you can look at it all you want, unless you knew to take that energy and heal yourself with it. So while there's the groups all feeling like this, what it really was still, that was a personal moment for us all during this time, to take the healing energy from, we've earned it. You know what I mean? For being here, doing the things and doing the stuff, and apply it. So I think that's what the dream was saying.
I
Yeah,
love
and
that.
also the moon conjuncted together with Venus that early morning. On my time, it was from 3 to 5, so I had already woke up feeling like super loving
Yes.
and just super amazing, and I just wanted to bask in all of it. And I'm still continuing to choose to bask into that energy, regardless of, like everyone else's experiences. I don't leave my house very much, but my kids come home and tell me stuff, and I'm like, or like even the kids, I'm like, no, I'm at peace. You're not about to do. I'm here, and I'm going to bask in it for as long as possible.
Yeah, I love that. It really even, we were talking on the show, yeah, because I had to be out in the public yesterday for the majority of the day, which isn't always my favorite thing. Um but because when you listen, you add an extra layer when you're dealing with other people's energy. You just never know truly. Allows you to talk about compassion and some of the other things we talk about on this show. It allows you the opportunity to see people through the lens of compassion and ask yourself what must they be experiencing to behave the way they're behaving
Yeah.
right now. And so yesterday was a challenging, I encountered a few different things that made me go like, really, and really challenged me in the moment, but I really moved through it quickly. Like, even as I was talking to Brittany about it before the show, typically if I would go to talk about things like that really bothered me, my heart would start racing. I start getting kind of sweaty and kind of upset again. And I can feel it. I really didn't feel it. It was just kind of like I was watching it in my mind just pass by. And it was just like, yeah, I'm kind of annoyed, but like, okay. And
Yeah, like
we're gonna have a great show today. I love it. Nancy said, "Thank you for that great comment message. Due to our cloudy skies, I was grateful I got to see the eclipse between the clouds." I love that. And we weren't allowed with the telescopes to like move it anywhere. They had it like zoned in on the, on the eclipse. And so I couldn't be like, "Hey, can I look at the rest of the universe?" Because I would have, and then nobody else would have gotten a turn. It's what it would have been. So I love that. Any final messages that you guys want to leave with everybody this morning before we move on to our break and then commercials? And then birthdays.
Just love.
Yeah.
That's it. Just love.
Because what else is there? Think about it, right? Gratitude leads to love. Joy leads to love. It's a portal. It's more than just an emotion. And we can choose to live in it more now than ever.
Yes. Yeah.
To be it. You get to be it. When every day you wake up, you get to go, what am I going to be today?
Yes.
And you get to be love, and you get to be compassion and be joy and be forgiveness that we talked about last night. If y'all missed that, you got to go back and watch it. That's all I'm going to say about that. Everything is love. Tawana says, "Good morning, Anne Marie. It's great to see you this morning." So you choose, who are you going to be today? And while we go to break, I want you guys to chime in the comments and tell us, who are you going to be today? Let us know, and we'll be right back after this.
Breakthroughs are about more than you might think. They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every day for exclusive programming, special events, and a community to call home, where we invite you to explore, change the way you look at and live your life, and go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com.
Welcome back to Project Joy Live. It is Wednesday, April 10th, 2024. Hope you guys are having an amazing morning so far, or day, depending on where you are in the world, or maybe even night. It's night somewhere, I suppose. I hope you're having an amazing day no matter what, and that you're still basking in these eclipse energies that Brittany and Teresa and I have discussed this morning. Danielle says, "I have like 40 red robins in my yard, so I'll be blessed today." That's it.
Love that.
Love it. I love it. And if you feel like, maybe you're not tapping in, because listen, I'm not naive enough. I'm pretty naive, but I'm not naive enough to think that every single person that tunes into this show is automatically going to have a joy-filled day. So much of that is up to you, but so much of that, we're all different human beings. I got these stickers and I sent Brittany some around Easter time that I love. Find some way to lift yourself up. These stickers give you a gold star for being an adult in many areas that you might not be giving yourself credit for. So, for example, did you wake up before noon today? There's a sticker for that. You woke up before noon. Did you wear deodorant today? Are you walking around not smelly? Did you put away your laundry? That's a big one. Because mine goes from basket to body to washing machine. Did you take the stairs? instead of the escalator or the elevator. And if you can't find anything else, did you simply hold it together today? Are you still here? Did you survive? So find a way to give yourself a gold star today. Okay? Find a way to give yourself a gold star. All right, guys, it's time for birthdays. Let's talk about some birthdays.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to all the people that are celebrating around the world. In the world of celebrity, Mandy Moore is 40 years old today. Happy birthday, Mandy Moore. She's a singer, an actress in movies and TV, all kinds of beautiful things. Love Mandy Moore. I'm having a moment with this one. Babyface has a birthday today. Who wants to guess how old Babyface is? Any guesses? Anyone? Bueller. 65 years old today.
Wow.
I just need to have a moment. Happy birthday, Babyface. Haley Joel Osment, you guys might remember him from a few different movies. One that popping into my head. I was talking to my daughter about watching this, The Sixth Sense. You guys remember that movie, The Sixth Sense?
Yeah.
He's 36 years old today. Also, celebrities in our life, one of our favorite people, our favorite yogis that has been a guest several times on some of our programs here, Suzanne Doolin, has a birthday today. And Tawana guessed it, man. She was like, I was right. Are you holding your head over there too, Tawana, over this one? I'm like, what?
Gold star for Tawana.
I don't know what's happening. So those are our birthdays today. And with that, are you ready to do our birthday song, ladies?
Yeah.
Hey, let
Here
the
we go.
singers sing and the wooters woot.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I don't know if I can.
Woot. All right. Happy birthday to you.
Woo, woo,
Happy birthday to you.
woo, woo.
Happy birthday. Mandy Moore, Babyface, Haley Joel Osment, and Suzanne Doolin.
Woo, woo.
Happy birthday to you.
Woo, 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 woo.
Happy birthday to all those that are celebrating today. She's like, and the wooters woot. There it is. We had some woot woots going on out there in the audience. Teresa runs the official woot woot club. Tawana's not holding her head. She's like, no, we're only as old as we feel. And it's not, it's not the how old someone is that like blows me back, like, oh my God, they're old. It just makes me, it's the realization that makes me tap into how fast time really does go. Like, I feel like I was in middle school dance yesterday, listening to some Babyface out on the dance floor, the last dance, get your partner, go dance. So it's that, it's the nostalgia for me. It's going like, wow, like time really does go fast. So then I got to hold myself up and try not to fall out of the chair when we talk about that. Let's talk about what's coming up on the Breakthrough Show Network the rest of the week. Here we go. All right. So we are very excited because after our show today at 9:55 a.m., you can check in with us for Pomodoro co-working session. Teresa will be joining us. Brittany will be joining us. I will be joining us because I really need it today. But you bring your to-do list with you, no matter what it is. If you have self-care to do, chores to do, reading to do, schoolwork to do, work to do, whatever you need to do, just bring yourself and that to-do list. We will help you get it done, buckle down, get that to-do list work through, and celebrate what you're able to accomplish. So join us today's check-in at 6:55, or excuse me, past that, 9:55 a.m. Eastern time. And then coming up later this afternoon, Miss Brittany would love to tell us about an event coming up today.
Yes, we have the craft circle coming up. So you just all you do is bring your own craft and you craft with us, and we, just socialize. You can seek inspiration. Even if you don't have a craft in mind, you just want to come and get some of the creative energy. You're more than welcome to join us on the Breakthrough Show Network. Virtual community in the artist studio from 2 to 4 p.m. today. I'm super excited. It's always a fun, always a blast.
Very exciting. We're so thrilled to have these craft circles, and it's been growing every time. All of our events have literally been growing every time. Every single week that we hold these different things, I'm almost to the point where we're having to add extra seats in the room, which is a good problem to have. And so, really thrilled about the new energy and the new people that are finding us and calling it their home. I really just appreciate that so much. Danielle's like, I need craft energy, creative energy. So we hope to see you there today.
Yeah.
Danielle, it'll be great.
You know what's cool? It
yes.
is in the morning, you do the Pomodoro like today, and you get all the work done. Yeah, that buys you the time to, without guilt, enjoy Brittany's craft.
The voice of reason speaks. There it is, right there. It's a great listen. It's so true, because how often do we kind of waffle on through the things that we need to get done, and then we don't leave ourselves time to be creative, to do fun things, to do the things we really want to do, because we're procrastinating through the things that we need to get done. So come and join us. Pomodoro, you'll get a break, go have lunch, and then after lunch, come back for craft circle. It's the perfect Wednesday. Really.
Even if you just want to bring coloring, because coloring is crafting, anything that you choose to do, you're more than welcome to join us. And yes, so fun. I'm so excited.
And then I'm very excited, coming up on Friday, we've got Project Joy. We've got another Pomodoro co-working session at 9:55. And then at 1 p.m., very excited, because I have Dale Young, who's going to be talking about being grounded in his faith and how he tied that into the work he's doing in the world. His coaching work is amazing. Tune in for a new episode of The Breakthrough Show Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, I'm recording behind the scenes with my good friend Kathy Ellis on Friday. Her recording of the Breakthrough Show, I already know it's going to blow you away. If you ever felt some kind of bad about as being as multi-passionate as you are, multi-talented, all the pokers in the fire.
Yes.
Kathy is going to make you feel so much better about that, because I promise you, she has 20 more pokers in the fire than you do. Okay. Promise you. And she's so amazing at all the things she does. She's an incredible singer. I'm actually going to record with her Friday, and then I see her live performing on Saturday at Mohegan Sun Casino. So I'll be doing a little live video from there, so you get a little inside scoop at what you're going to see on her episode. So I'm super pumped about that. We also have our host meeting for those of you that are hosts or thinking about becoming hosts, Friday night at 6 p.m. So we would love to have you share your message on your own show on the Breakthrough Show Network. So feel free to reach out to me about that. Miss Brittany, where can everybody find you?
You can go to sacrediansecrets.com, or on all social media platforms, it's Sacred in Secrets.
Yes. And Miss Teresa, where can they find you?
You can find me on Facebook, Teresa Warren, or if you want to email me, Teresa Warren Empath at email.com.
Love it. Love it. And listen, speak of the devil. We talked about you a couple, 2-3 times. It was such a great show. Make sure you guys check out the replay of Beyond 2D from last night. Farhan and I kicked off our series on forgiveness and compassion. It's going to be a fun 4 episodes. That's all I'm going to tell you. So that was great. Be sure you go check that out. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Thank you, Brittany, Teresa, all of you fabulous people that have been out in the audience this morning. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and I want to remind you to make joy a priority in your life today and every day, because you are the joy. And we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Trying.